What's good? What's good? This is the one and only Ladies Love Avenue, and I am back with episode 2 of my newest podcast, Between the Lines. Emphasis on lines. Um today we got a couple videos in the carousel. Some of them I kind of like glimpsed over. Other ones I don't know. We gonna watch them together. And we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna try to read between the lines of what's going on, and we're gonna try to break down some things. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right.
These niggas talking out of their neck. Don't put no coffin out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for threats. Hey, let's get it, bro. EOT, the money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say yes, a lot of goofies with a check. I mean, I hold them sentiments symbolic.
Tune in as we read between the lines.
More than the Super Bowl was every one of those AI commercials. There was 21 AI commercials during the Super Bowl. Truly, I am sick to my stomach. But the one that specifically stood out to me the most was that Ring camera one. Because listen, here's what they do. They're like, oh, you know what? Everyone's lost a pet from time to time. Now with Ring camera, you can use AI technology to track the dog and see where it's been lost. That's cute. Oh, they found their lost dog. It's so cuddly. No, because this is the same plot device that Batman used in The Dark Knight to find the Joker, which is an invasion of privacy. Because if they can find a dog, they can look for your ass as well, man. You should be concerned.
Hold on. Since he wants to bring up movies, this makes me think about Minority Report. And they just recently did. They're not calling it the remake, but the movie with Chris Pratt is pretty much Minority Report, where they basically accused him of doing a future crime where he basically murdered his wife or something like that, or unalived his wife. I'm sorry. We're talking about a movie anyway. And I just feel, and it was another movie they did something that kind of used this type of technology. I think it was a Mission Impossible movie. And they basically used like just a random person's cell phone. They used like a freaking camera on a car. Like they just pinged off a whole bunch of things just to find out this person that was looking for. So I just, it makes me wonder, what are they really saying? You know what I'm saying? We are in the age of like information, and we are in the age of AI, whether you like it or not. It's here, and it's taking over. It's taking over in all aspects. So I don't know, man. Let's keep watching.
Be alarmed about this. When I saw Mr. Beast pop up in an AI commercial, I knew we were cooked, man. I could not truly believe every single one of those commercials we got during the Super Bowl last night. It felt dystopian. It felt weird. We are cooked as a society. And that Alexa one with Chris Hemsworth was very weird as well, man. Y'all need to be paying attention, man, because this is the future. This is what they're shoving down our faces now, and they don't even care. We need to watch more movies because we have not learned anything from the movies. We have not learned anything from Terminator or iRobot.
I'm trying to tell folks about the movie.
We are cooked, America.
I'm just outraged at the feedback from Bad Bunny's performance last night, especially from African Americans, because if don't nobody else understand, we should understand. It wasn't too long ago that we didn't get to shine. It wasn't too long ago that we wasn't being able to be on the platform. It wasn't too long ago that we were being overlooked. So when it comes time for them to finally
No. Listen, I really hate when things happen in the culture and people like add certain things to it that's not meant to be added to it. There are no angry black people. I mean, we had Kendrick Lamar last year.
About the show, certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. And start.
You know what I'm saying? There's no angry black people. You might have people saying things like what I said. In my opinion, which I'm entitled to, I thought it was kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? But Bad Bunny or Babang, his performances are like that. He's not like a super duper high octane, you know what I'm saying, performer. You know, he do his thing. He's real authentic when it comes down to his Puerto Rican heritage. So I hear a lot of people, because somebody came at me like that. Somebody thought that I was like hating, that I was, you know, I don't understand why people so black and white like that. It's like, if you tell them that you didn't necessarily like this particular candidate, they automatically assume that you like that candidate. And you be like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? Stop. People got to stop associating everything together like that. And this chick, I don't know what she's talking about, because Michael Jackson, I mean, she forgot about Michael Jackson. She know Michael Jackson is black, right? And this is like, I, let me just.
They had bands, marching bands playing. Yeah.
Yo, you know I'm frosty and I'm talking to you all. I'm your fresh prince for the winter, chilling out, standing tall. Frosty, Iceman.
They got with Doritos and I think Pepsi, somebody else. They was like, we're going to steal the audience.
Anything that ever went up against the Super Bowl would die. We saw a window, which was halftime, where people normally got up to pee.
The Living Color was at its biggest.
Yes. We would put our half hour right from the time the play stopped till it started. We put a clock up so people would know when to turn back.
Our Super Bowl countdown clock. It'll be coming on later in the show to let you know
It's
when
the
it
90s,
starts back
y'all.
to the second half.
They
You won't miss
halftime
any
show
of the
was not that
senseless
old.
brutality.
And it was like, we're going to take that audience and bring them to a Living Color and
Check
do
it
a
out.
special Living Color halftime show.
When halftime came, the entire audience for the Super Bowl turned their channel to In Living Color.
All the viewers scattered, left the Super Bowl, went to Fox, watched this hilarious live In Living Color episode. Yeah, so we stole the audience.
And it was this little show that took on this giant and crushed.
And the next year, they was like, y'all ain't never doing that again. And they paid the biggest star in the world
They hired Michael Jackson.
to come do the halftime show.
And every year since, they've had a humongous star.
So
Do
what,
you think that was the beginning of the halftime show
what's
as
she
we
talking
know it for
about?
the NFL? Absolutely.
We're responsible for
Like-
halftime now being this huge.
Just understand something. I get what she's trying to say, but I think people are they're associating the wrong things together. Like, people can have a opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't watch Turning Point halftime show. I watched the regular halftime show. You know what I'm saying? I watched Bad Bunny's performance. And I'm not Puerto Rican. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the commercials for a good little bit was all Spanish. I know a little Spanish, un poquito. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't for our culture. It was their moment, you know what I'm saying, to do their thing or whatever the case may be. And I ain't tripping on that at all. You know, I'm not tripping on that at all. You know, we can share the stage or however you want to put it. So that's why I say I think it's a misconception with a lot of people, and definitely with old girl, because they just so ready to attack and so angry. I'm like, yo, you obviously ain't. You probably don't even watch the Super Bowl. You probably don't even watch football. I can almost bet that she don't even watch football. But let's keep moving on.
So let's talk about emotional intelligence and conflict. A person who has low emotional intelligence is typically unreceptive, resistant, stubborn, hard to please, hypercritical, intolerant, passive-aggressive, aggressive, sensitive, highly reactive. And in conflict, these people typically have a hard time to actually regulate their emotions. They allow their emotions to dictate their behaviors because of their high emotional arousal, because of their high reactivity, because of their sensitivity. Two key elements when it comes to emotional intelligence is managing your emotions and managing the emotions of other people. And before you come in and say that's not your responsibility and start loosely using.
Man, hold on. First of all, you're cooking, sister. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty. One of the topics tonight that that I kind of wanted to discuss, but I said, you know what, I just want to stick to the whole carousel format. I don't want to do like the discussions type of deal. But I was thinking about something the other day because something I had an experience with a friend of mine. We was just conversing, but while we're conversing, now keep in mind we're all actors. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take certain people's sorry, you have to take certain people's reaction with a grain of salt sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes you have to sit here and say, okay, because people will gaslight you. Some people can like drop a tear at the drop of a dime, and I know a few people that's like that are like serial criers, and they'll cry in any situation at any moment, at any given day, at any given time, no matter what is happening, no matter what is transpiring. And it made me think the other day as I was, just reflecting, you have a lot of people that are emotional bullies. And I put it like this. A lot of times people don't even know that they're doing what they're doing because it's a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Some folks don't know that they're scarred. Some folks that don't know that they need therapies. Some people are just out there just living life like everything's all right. You know, they're aware of the things that happen in their life. They're aware of the trauma that has happened in their life, but they're not too concerned on uh, understanding or either healing. Sometimes people just feel like they don't even have time to heal. Some folks feel like they don't have time for themselves. But they still live life, still create friendships, relationships, and stuff like that as they go on, and never answer to that one beckoning question like, "Hey, are you healed? Are you okay?" And I have ran into people that definitely do what this young lady is talking about. I've been in cases, I could be honest. You know what I'm saying? When I was going through my depression, back in 2015, and uh, I wanted my girlfriend to basically understand how I was feeling at the time because we had went through some things or whatever, and I never completely healed from it. I should have took time as a grown man. Now this is a while, this is 11 years ago, but as a grown ass man now, I look at the situation where it's like I I could have handled things way differently because I could have took that time to say, you know what, let's just separate. Let me go get my mind right and focus on what I need to focus on. And then, if everything cool, then blah, 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 blah. But I was just so stuck on attachment, and when their sister is talking, it made me think about, because I have to be honest, you know what I'm saying? I had moments where I was the emotional bully, you know what I'm saying? Where I wanted, because sometimes there's like it's like a drug to something. Like you want to feel something. You've been so down and so out, and you allowed yourself to get all in this big rut, and you just want to feel some kind of, like, I hate to say it, but misery does love company. So it's like you want to feel some kind of sense of realness, some kind of sense of comfort. It's like, okay, I'm not the only person that's going through some shit. So it has been times where it's like I say, it's sometimes things are unintentional. When you in a moment we are talking and stuff like that, and then things get like to a point where this person talking about their life, you talking about your life, and then tears just come rolling down your face or whatever, because you can't control your emotions because you haven't taken the time to heal. You haven't taken the time to love yourself, love the experiences that you've been through, and just really, really be like, all right, I've been through that shit. Let me move forward. Um, so I, I love what she's saying, man, and I don't want to talk too long. Let's get back into what she's saying.
the word accountability, let me help you understand that managing another person's emotions is basically you understanding the influence that you have on their emotional process. If you're a highly reactive person and you go for the attack, they may end up attacking you back, or they may end up withdrawing. What happens when you have not learned to actually manage your emotions and regulate your emotions is that you are easily emotionally aroused. Let's just say that your anger is like a 7, 8, 9, or 10. When you're highly emotionally aroused, this is what happens to your cognitive abilities. What are cognitive abilities? Logic, reasoning, rationalization. So your cognitive abilities decline, and it makes it harder for you to actually see this other person and realize how you're impacting this other person. Understanding that what I am doing, how I am reacting to this situation, how I am showing up in this conflict is the reason why I am getting the response that I am receiving from them. This is the reason why you have to have a healthy proximity when it comes to your emotions, and emotional regulation is so important. You have to learn how to gauge your emotions and be able to sit in your emotions, because your emotions are always signaling something to you. They're giving you some type of feedback. You have to be willing to listen to your emotions, process your emotions, cope with your emotions. So that way you can find a way to bring your emotional arousal down, because if you bring your emotional arousal down, then your cognitive abilities start to increase. And that means that now I can be logical. Now I can be reasonable. Now I can rationalize the situation, which makes it easier in conflict for you to say, you know what? Let me look past this emotion that this person is displaying right now, because maybe they haven't learned how to regulate and
She cooking, man. She cooking with grease. I'm talking about some hot Crisco on the motherfucking the cast iron pan, dipping the chicken in the batter twice, making that extra crispy chicken. She is cooking, brothers, sisters, whatever you call yourselves these days. Let's continue. Let's see what else she got to say, man. She going
cope
in.
with their own emotions. Or maybe I influence this. So let me look past this. Let me let them get this out. And then let me find a way to de-escalate and diffuse this situation. If you really want to manage your relationship in a healthy, constructive manner, you have to find a way to build on your emotional intelligence. Be more tolerant, more understanding, more considerate, have more empathy. The list goes on. Hope that helps you all today. Happy healthy relationships, y'all. Bye, baby.
Man, listen. You spoke nothing but truth. You know what I'm saying? Love has to be reciprocated, but you gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't necessarily got the love thing. Like I say, it's be friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be. You have people that haven't like completely healed. You got people that haven't completely healed, and they just still just living life, going day to day, like ain't nothing happened. Like they all right, and then they go dive into this and dive into that, and now they're alcoholic, now they a pothead. You know what I'm saying? Now they something more serious. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we gotta allow ourselves time to heal. And for one, we can't be no emotional bullies, man. Don't do it. If you catch yourself slipping, you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? We all trying to learn. We trying to, if you want to put it in a religious aspect, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to walk in the Father's steps, you know, and just get as closest as we can get to him. You know, like good enough is good enough. You know, if you allow it to be good enough, it's good enough if you allow it. All right. I ain't really got much else to say. This is what we got. This is what we have in carousel. And I will see, I think Sunday, I believe. We'll see. I'm trying to do these things Sunday and Tuesdays, man. But we'll see, man. You know, because a brother be busy, and I be tired these days. You see these grades, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I ain't got that many, but I got enough. I got enough. I be tired these days, but I ain't tired. I be needing my rest. I be needing my beauty sleep. You know what I'm saying? If you can understand that. All right. But I think we gonna see y'all tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Sunday. So yeah, see y'all Sunday. Yeah, it's looking like every Tuesday and Sunday. I feel comfortable saying that and comfortable with that commitment. You know what I'm saying? At least about 3 months, give y'all like 3 month season or something like that. Then take a little break, and then come back with the attack with a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, peace out.
These niggas talking out of